Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to our drawing and drafting series. So we're going to do a brief intro and look at how to 3D model, to draft floor plans as well. You can draft these, especially the floor plans and 3D drawings, 3D views. Traditionally using pencil and paper, but here wanted to share just some tips and tricks on how we can use a 3D software. The 3D software I'm using is Rhino to draft. So we're going to look at a few different examples how you can build a 3D model and illustrate isometric views. You see two of those views here of the space that I drafted here is of my room, so it's looking at a redesign for it. So now we're looking at a 1-point perspective, or perspective interior view, and how we can draft that as well. We have a couple different models and furniture pieces and things just to help us illustrate it more artistically. All right, thank you all again. We'll continue on with this drafting series. We'll let it play out for a little bit, and how we're looking at just a file preparation, getting the file set up, as well as getting a few different layers set up. You can as well think about those layers as places that we're drawing on. And now here we're again looking at and sped up because it's pretty repetitive. We're looking at just some scanned images of all of the some things that I've measured, and now we're just placing those in Rhino just to make it a little bit simpler to draft over. You have the measurement there. You can then input that measurement directly into the software without having to go back and forth with the you can get the measurement wrong. It's a good double check, a good check for yourself when you're drafting digitally. Okay, and just going over a few different layers here, and now we see and we're gonna pause the video. It's gonna be sped up. We have getting the very basic outline of the space here so far. So getting the overall dimensions, not so much the height, but getting the length, the width of the larger space as a rectangle, and then getting the smaller closet area as a rectangle, and piecing those together to get a very basic floor plan. So these are the early measurements that we have. Real simple measurements, taking the length and the width of the room, including the closet. So we have those in, and then you see that simply as a shape, and two different rectangles that will combine to make one big shape, so that we have one big rectangle to work off from. Okay. And now here we see just using the sketch that we did, measuring the window that I have in my room, and now just drafting over it as a basic rectangle. So getting the overall length and width of that window as a rectangle, and then we're gonna place it in our basic floor plan as well. Okay. All right, continuing on, we have the outline of the window now created. We have that created as well in just the elevation view. So what we're looking at in a 3D view, we have that created. We're just going to place that in the plan. Now we're creating again, the very basic rectangle shape for the door. You're gonna as well see it as kind of an experimental diagram. So you see the door in elevation, and we're just placing that just to get an idea of, like, similarly to the window, an idea where they are. You can see as well how we're going to use that in the future, use those basic rectangles of the window and door to build as well the elevations. So you're kind of seeing it as a diagram here. It's kind of unfolding. So you're seeing the window and the door and elevation. So you're going to see that as in the future as a view kind of unfolding along the plan. So you see that here, and I just made as well a copy of it, just so we have a kind of how would I describe it, a storyboard of the steps that we're taking to get to our final plan to build a 3D view, a 3D model of it, and then use that 3D model to help us build, some perspective drawings and an isometric drawing, some interior views. So we're going to use that 3D model pretty extensively. It's really flexible to have a 3D model, especially in Rhino. You can do a lot with it. All right, so we'll fast forward a little bit more through this as well. Okay, fast forwarding, we've created, now we're looking at creating the interior and the exterior walls for this plan. Normally or usually with older homes, the exterior and interior, they have different wall thicknesses, or the interior of the wall is thicker on the exterior, so the outside to inside, versus the interior walls where all the rooms like the kitchen and the bathroom and the bedrooms, their thickness is a little bit different. So that's why we're gonna just roughly estimate what it might be. I believe some, with the older homes, could be 8 to 10 inches in thickness for that exterior wall, and then the interior walls are not normally, but sometimes they're 6 inches. So we're just gonna do very basic offset here to get that thickness, just to have that in there, give the plan a little bit more realism. Okay. I'm just gonna let the model or the video play out. You're just gonna see me work through those, get the openings in, using the sketch, the sketch and the measurements that we have, and as well get the I believe it's a door frame. Get everything in using the sketch that we have, using the measurements we've taken to get the mod, or get the drawing a little bit closer to what we have or what's there in real life. Okay. Okay, so for this remaining last few 8 minutes or so for the video, I'll just let it play out as we Now I have a good picture of what the room looks like, the overall space. We're just gonna do some, some touch-ups, some cleanups to get the opening for the door looking like an opening, the opening for the window looking more accurate, and the opening for the closet looking like a closet opening. All right, we'll let the video play through. Let me know how everything's looking, anything you like improved, or anything that could be done better. All right, we'll let it play.